7 signs you're ignoring your inner guidance and how to fix it for more peace and purpose. Welcome to Personal Development Mastery, the podcast that helps intelligent, busy professionals develop self-mastery and gain clarity so you can thrive in a fulfilling, purposeful life. I am your host, Agi Keramidas, and this is episode 526. Join us every Monday for an insightful conversation with a guest, and each Thursday for a shorter episode where I reflect and share with you. If you are looking to reconnect with your intuition and make decisions rooted in trust rather than fear, this conversation explores how acceptance, presence, and self-awareness open the door to true inner guidance. By listening today, you're going to discover how acceptance, not resistance, opens the door to inner guidance and spiritual clarity. And you will learn how to differentiate between the voice of intuition and the noise of fear and ego. If you are a high achiever feeling disconnected from your purpose or uncertain about your next step, then this episode is for you. Before we dive in, if you resonate with the topics on the podcast and find yourself in a transition, I offer one-to-one mentoring and coaching. It is a space to gain clarity, reconnect with what truly matters, and move forward with purpose. If you are curious about what that could look like for you, just reach out using the link in the show notes. Now let's get started. Today it is my real pleasure to speak with Erica Ballard. Erica, you are a spiritual teacher, mindfulness facilitator, and mom of two who brings grounded wisdom to the often abstract world of intuition and healing. You are passionate about making spirituality practical and accessible, and you are especially driven to help high-achieving women reconnect with their inner guidance and build lives rooted in trust, not hustle. Erica, I'm delighted to have you with me today.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Erica, I'm looking forward to exploring with you today, among other things, but how to tap into our inner guidance, that the intuition or the inner guidance, and perhaps even more importantly, how to trust that guidance when we receive it. So before we go there, tell us, I read your story, and there is a moment when you got fired from your job while you were in maternity leave, and you described that moment as spiritual turning point. So I want you to take us back there. And my question is, what did that experience reveal for you? And was there anything that was stripped away by this? The term spiritual turning point is very, very interesting.
Yeah, so I had the pleasure of being fired on maternity leave. And what was interesting for me was, and the reason I described it as a spiritual turning point, is it was my second kid. For anyone who's ever had a baby, you know that those first 3 to 4 months are exhausting. And I would make the argument they're even more exhausting when you have a second kid who doesn't care that you have another kid. You know what I mean? So I was really, really tired, and exhausted and sleep deprived, all the things, but I was the happiest I had ever been. There was something in me that was like, this is great. I'm going to move on my own schedule. I prioritized and picked up readings. I meditated every day without fail, no matter what time I came up. I wasn't pushing myself. I wasn't running. And I was like, wow, oh my God, I'm so happy right now. This is almost concerning, right? Because I didn't expect to feel this great, which was the direct contrast of how I was feeling at my job at the time. And so when I got fired, I was not happy. I can be very honest about that. But there was something in me that just knew that the only way to continue to feel how I was feeling involved me not being there. And so I didn't see this, and this was really big for me, as this like hurdle or obstacle to overcome. It was something that happened and I could accept it. I didn't fight it. I didn't go immediately into problem solving. I got to do this, and then my positive mind. And then I was just like, oh, this happened. And from there, I was able to take the space to watch my actions, watch my thoughts, watch my words, watch all these things unfold, and then watch how I was provided for in ways that I could not have even expected. And got to experience so much. And so the reason I say it's a turning point is because instead of my problem solver mind turning on and saying, gotta go, oh man, go apply, do this, I just said, okay, so what's next? And that allowed me to see that all the stuff that I'd been doing was working, and it allowed to show me where my work still needed to be. And now I'm here talking to you about it. And so it seems it worked out okay, but in a fire, right? Like in a fire, it turned out okay. And so that's why I describe it as such. I was able to really walk my talk in a way I didn't expect to be able to.
That's fascinating. What I want to stay a bit longer. You said that rather than going into problem solving mode, and as many of us or would in a case like this, you accepted it. That's what you said. So did you find that easy? Did you find that difficult to accept it? Was it a natural thing to accept it? And is there perhaps something for someone listening that maybe acceptance does not come so easily to them? Any pointers?
So,
sorry, I asked many questions at the same time.
No, it's okay. I love it. So there is two responses. So one, I do think you said natural, so I'm going to go with that. I do think it's natural to accept. I think that preconditioning, pre-pressure, pre-programming, it's very natural to accept what's happening in front of you. I watch it with my children all the time. Someone grabs something out of their hands. Someone doesn't want to play with them. They aren't like, oh my God. They're just like, oh man. And then they feel their feels, and then they get up and go. Like there isn't like this massive dialogue happening within their head about why that happened. What trauma did my mom give me? Like, where did this stem from? Right? Like, it's like, oh, this thing that I didn't like happened, and I'll go. And it's the same thing when joy happens. Oh, this is cool. Right. And so I would say it's natural to accept, and it's not that easy, right? As you grow up, because there is programming, there are thoughts. And so at the time I've been really deep into studying Yogananda and self-realization. And so I was I've meditated a lot previously, but I was on really long meditations, and I was really super chill because I wasn't rushing or forcing. And so it was a lot easier in that state, because that's a more natural state, right? To accept it. But but when I started to think about the livelihood of my family, when I started to think about what I was going to do next, my mind would start to spin. Yeah. And I found myself in a situation where I was experiencing the same pushing and forcing that I didn't like previously, and in other jobs and positions and careers. And so I had to watch that and start to peel apart why it was happening, and the reasons why I continued to let it happen. Because my belief is that we call in experiences. I don't think like the universe is testing us. I don't think there's like this massive punishment that happens. This is me. I think what I think is we have experiences because we want to have different experiences. And so the contrast exists to move us in the direction that we want to go. So I do believe it's natural. And I believe that because we have been a spirit having a very human experience, it's really difficult to shut down your mind when you believe money, prestige, achievement gets you happiness, joy, safety, etc.
That's great. And tell me, the second part of my question was someone who has a little bit of trouble with accepting. There is more resistance, shall we say. Is there something perhaps practical or something that one can do to cultivate that tendency for acceptance? The natural, I agree with you that it is natural, but many of us have lost this natural ability.
I love that you're like, if someone, you mean like all of us? Like, if someone out there, you mean all of us, even those doing the work and need to be in it? Yeah.
It's a question that relates, doesn't it?
Yes. So I have a mentor.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Mitch, and I love him. And he calls it problem solver brain. He says, when your problem solver brain kicks on, like and you'll know it because you start to contrast and your mind spins. There's usually two states that happen. One, you can either watch, if you've been doing the work enough, you can start to watch your mind start to spin. And if you're there, stop. And he calls it, and I love it, name your thought name your thought practice. Just name your thoughts. Okay, my brain's spinning. I don't like it. I don't want it to be this way. Okay, I'm going to name my thought. I have to do this. I have to do this thought. If I don't do this, I'm going to die. I'm going to die thought. Right? And you just watch it, and you, with no agenda, you just watch your thoughts, because what happens is that they stop. Because the only reason that you're being sent thoughts is your problem solver is like, we've got to fix this. And so your brain is trained to send, right, those thoughts to you so that you can move into action. But when you watch them, you're disrupting the pattern. And so it'll send everything to you, all of your fears. And you're going to watch. And if you can watch them instead of move on them, your brain gets tired. Your problem solver gets tired, and they stop yelling, because what they're really doing is wasting energy, and your brain doesn't want to waste energy. And so they eventually cease. You become quite calm, and you drop into that natural part of you, that true nature, right? Like the part of you that's connected to source divinity, whatever you call it, your consciousness. And then you can hear real guidance on what to do instead of the spinning. So that's the first one for that someone. And then and then the second is, sometimes we cannot stop at thoughts. Sometimes we're in it, right? And like, we're already taking action, and then we're pissed at the action we take. And then like our whole body is stressed out. And we know that what we know is we don't want to feel this way.
Yeah.
Like, I'm angry and I don't want to feel this way. When you do that, same thing, you stop, but you honor it. Instead of saying, I shouldn't feel this way, I don't want to, let me reach for a better feeling, you just close your eyes and you say, where is this in my body? What is like, find it, accept it, be with it, let it scream, let whatever, pick it, maybe it comes up in a color, I don't know. Like, just be with it and let it all out. And then you're going to get to your name your thought practice. Like, as soon as you feel it, right? And like, you don't let it overtake you, you're going to get then eventually to the name your thought, where you're going to start to see the stuff. And if you sit with it long enough, you're going to hear the truth. And when you hear the truth, then you work with that. And I would say, just from a practical standpoint, because I love to know how long these things take. When you start, this is probably like a 15, 20 minute ordeal, maybe even 30. When you get good at it, it can be anywhere from 30 seconds to 5 minutes. But what's really important is you do the exercise, because the only way to get good at it is to do it. And I tell my clients, like, what's 20 minutes for the rest of your day?
Practicing self-awareness and being in the present moment in order to realize and stop and honor whatever is happening, that is an ongoing practice, to cultivate this ability. I will use the term ability to be able to observe all that. So thank you for for this. It's useful. Erica, I would like to go back to the intuition, our internal guidance. Many people, and again, maybe what you said earlier might also apply, that every single one of us, but I would let me say, many people cannot easily distinguish between the voice of intuition, if I can use the phrase voice, and the ego mind, or the our rational mind, or anything that is completely the opposite of it. I would like to hear your thoughts about perhaps the major difference between those two, so one can be able to discern when there is a difficulty to do that.
Yeah, that's a really good question. And here's my answer, because I have one, is the part of you that knows, your intuition, your inner being, the God within, whatever you call it. It's always love. The step might be hard, right? It might be setting a boundary, right? It might be saying something you don't want to say. It might be doing something scary. But the feeling behind it is love. And when you think about the aftermath, it's joy and peace, right? And free. That's how you know it's your intuition. You know it's your ego. That's the word I'll use, right? You know it's your ego or your practical mind when there's fear behind it and there's shoulds. So when you're like, I got to do this because, or if I don't do this, this will happen, right? That's your ego. And when you are able to hear, it's subtle though, right? Like, because it can feel really subtle. Mm-hmm. But when you start to play with it, sit with it and hear it, which is why those name your thought practices and the like body practices really helpful, is you'll start to really understand what they sound like and feel like when you do it. But yeah, at the root, one's loving, and at the end of it, you'll feel free and joyful. The other is a should, and it's fearful. Really, really fearful.
I like that. That is very practical and very actually easy to discern. So that's exactly what I was looking for. So thanks for this, Erika. There is one more category of people. Actually, I have another one in my mind, but I will. Let's cover everyone since they're coming up in my mind. Let's ask something for everyone. And the person that comes to mind now is someone who feels disconnected from their, spiritual guidance or their higher self, or perhaps they have been much more connected in the past, and now it doesn't feel like it is the same. What would you tell her in this case?
That's so many of us, right? So I think it's a wonderful question. And I would say it's like a muscle. You build it. And I know it sounds like the hard part about what I share sometimes is it's so simple. Like, duh, it's a muscle. You're disconnected. Well, you got to go build it. But what that looks like isn't how doers, I'll say that, high achievers and doers typically try to go about. I'm going to sit in a 20-minute meditation and I'm going to hear it. And it's like, you're here because that's what you have been doing. And what we need from you is to spend a minute or two a day just trying to hear it. And not even trying, just saying, I'm talking to it and I'm going to do my best. And the other piece I would say is to set the intention. If you really want to hear it, set the intention. Okay, inner being. Okay, consciousness. Okay, God, show up. Help me hear it. Make it clear, because I feel very disconnected. And sometimes that comes in as a sign. Sometimes it comes in as a knowing. And you're going to start to be able to pull this out. Some people hear things. Some people see things, but you ask for help from the part of you that you want to connect with. Mm-hmm. And then the other piece is you get to know it, but not in a bulldozing way. Say, this makes me really uncomfortable. Accept that you don't love it initially, and then build it, because it's like, you talk about the nervous system, right? It's like, you've got to build the capacity for it. If it's uncomfortable, you can't push past it. Because when you try to push past your trauma, we all know what happens. And it's the same thing. Like, don't take the route that's got you feeling awful and apply it to something that's supposed to make you feel good and then expect it to make you feel good. Like a minute or two a day, set the intention, and then watch it build, because it will. because this part of you wants to be known. It just needs the space.
Thank you. Since you mentioned the high achievers earlier, let's discuss about them also. And what I would like in particular, the element that I would like to see the connection with, is for a high achiever that their main focus or his main focus is either advancing in career or perhaps even more transition in career, where it is very common with people who listen to my podcast. And while they are in this space, perhaps the thought of spending more time in spiritual matters, I will say it like very broadly, might not strike the relevance. And I'm saying spiritual matters, we were talking about intuition. Let's keep it simple and return to the inner guidance. So my question is what do you think is the connection between the way we show up in our career or the way that we will transition in a career and that spiritual element, that allowing our intuition to come up and trust it and follow it? I hope my question makes sense.
I think it does. So I think it's like, why this if we're trying to change careers, right? If we're trying to like build a different life, right?
Yes. Thank you for simplifying it.
Trained journalist, I got it. It's the most practical thing to do. It really is. Because the reason so many of us want to transition is because we want to enjoy our life. And do you know how you figure out how you enjoy your life? You figure out what lights you up, what makes you feel alive, right? What brings that love about that we talked about. And you do that by tapping in. There's a Venn diagram that I have in my head that I will try to share out loud. Let's see if I can articulate this. Okay. So we all know what a Venn diagram is. If you don't, Google it. I'm sure you do though, if you're listening to this podcast. So in one circle is ambition, right? And then in the other circle is enjoying your life. Most of us live in the ambition circle, but we want to live in between. We want to know how to be ambitious and enjoy our lives. That's the goal. But we keep thinking that our job, that our career is going to bring us enjoyment. And that's where we get in trouble because X doesn't always equal Y, right? So if you want to enjoy your life, spoiler, you have to enjoy your life. And so you do that by remembering what lights you up. So did you like to go outside into nature? My daughter loves to play outside. All right. Do you love playing outside? Did you love it? Go outside. Start to allow yourself to do that and feel it. And then you're going to start to, or maybe you like to listen to music. This was my thing. I loved listening to music and I just stopped. Like, what? So stupid. I can look back at myself with so much love and be like, that was dumb, right? Go listen to music, go to a concert, because what it's going to do is it's going to light you up. You're going to say, oh, this feels good. And when you start to do that, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm starting to enjoy my life. Oh, this is what it feels like to enjoy my life. Oh, this is the feeling of love. Oh, this is the feeling of happiness. When I'm going to my job, when I'm going to go after ambition, I want to feel this way. I want it to feel like this. But you have to learn how that feels. And so many of us, we keep jumping from job to job to job, right? Thinking we're going to learn how to feel that way. But I'm like, but sis, or a guy, or they, right? You're the common denominator of not feeling good. So that means that you have to learn how to feel that way. And when you do that, when you get the feeling, when you learn how to hold it, then you can use it to pull you forward instead of constantly chasing it. Does that make sense?
It does make sense, of course. It makes sense. When you allow into I will use my own understanding of what you said, you will allow your own perception to expand to such an extent so that this can happen.
Yeah.
lights you up, you said, and enjoy your life. I was thinking, and I will ask that because it came up when you were saying that with the Venn diagram and the two circles. I suppose it would be possible for the two circles to pretty much merge if you manage to have this kind of work that lights you up, that you feel, that you're enjoying life, then there is no difference, isn't it?
That's the goal, right?
Awesome.
That's the goal. But we have to stop chasing what we think will bring us enjoyment. And we have to start we have to start being the things that we believe someone who enjoys their life are. Happy, free, fulfilled, peaceful, right? We've got to be those things so that we stop chasing them.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. That was very insightful. Erica, before we start wrapping up this fascinating conversation, where would you like to direct our listeners that would like to learn more about you?
Oh, thank you. So I am on the internet quite a bit. So ericaballard.co. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok because I am almost 40 and on TikTok, at Erica Ballard _ and I'm also very, very active on LinkedIn. So a lot of people that I work with and who find me, they find me on LinkedIn and I'm there as well.
That's great. Excellent. Thank you. Erica, I have also two quick questions that I have been asking my guests since the very beginning of the podcast, 500 episodes ago. So and I will share that also as a personal reflection now, because I haven't said that in a while and I would like to hear it, that over time I have collected some incredibly insightful answers to these two simple questions. So no pressure there. I'm just saying.
I was like, no pressure, Erica. Okay, let's try it.
I didn't mean it to come out like that, but anyway, it's my quick fire questions at the end. The first one is, what does personal development mean for you?
So for me, when I think about personal development, I think about, how do I get home to myself? That's what I think about.
And hypothetically, if you could go back in time and meet your 18-year-old self, what's one piece of advice you would give her?
To do what you love. I will tell you, I had a very supportive father who, you want to do art? You want to travel the world? You want to listen to music? What do you want to do? And I still said, I'm going to go chase the corporate ladder, or I'm still going to go try that. I wish I would have said, girl, you like art. Go draw, go paint, go do that. That's what I wish I would have told her.
Erica, I want to thank you very much for this conversation, and I will share now that those intentions that you had said earlier and I agreed on, I believe they have been fulfilled absolutely. So thank you very much. I want to wish you all the very best with your life, your family, and your mission. And I will leave it to you for your parting wisdom to our listener of this conversation.
I'm again, no pressure. See you. Have a great life. Tell us what you want us to know. I would say, the thing that came through is trust love. Trust it. It'll get you really far if you do.
Thank you for listening to this conversation with Erica Ballard. I hope it has given you a fresh perspective on the power of slowing down, listening within, and trusting the love that guides you. If you have found value in this episode, consider supporting the show by visiting personaldevelopmentmasterypodcast.com/support. You will also find the link in the episode description. I appreciate you. Until next time, keep growing and keep showing up as your authentic self. Stand out, don't fit in,